Hi, PE 582. It's Gina. I'm going to go ahead and go to our Unit 5, Week number 5 reflection, Life on Film. What aspects of APU mission driven community were most significant to you? So, after going to the page and reading, I knew that my education was going to be Christ centered. I knew that being a student at APU, that the other students alongside me had the same drive I did, knowing that God is the one leading us on this path. We share the same morals, the same um, values, and I think having it be Christ based allows for a more comfortable environment, knowing that we have the same beliefs towards Christ, and knowing that we not only want Him along on this journey, but we need Him along this journey to help us guide us where we will be successful and give Him the most glory through us. Were you aware of these core attributes prior to attending APU? I was aware, but I was not completely aware of how significant Christ was going to be throughout my education in this graduate program. My dad is an APU graduate in education, and I had a cousin that recently graduated a few years ago or a couple years ago in their music program. So I was aware of what APU had to offer. I just wasn't exactly sure if what APU had to offer was for me. When I spoke to my dad in regards to his education there and how much he enjoyed going there, it kind of pushed me a little bit more to seek if I was, meant to go there. So when I was doing my research, I think every day that I did my research um, had me grow closer to the AP community before even putting in my application to go there. So again, it was very, very vague of what I knew about the attributes that APU had. But like I said, I did my research, I realized that APU was definitely for me. Which one most aligned with your personal convictions and beliefs? So, like I said, the fact that it is Christ-centered and faith based as far as my values, my beliefs, my morals. I think that is the part that stood out more as far as knowing that my expectations of myself are high and that I'm not just going to do anything basic. And I think that knowing that God led me on this path, um, He believes I'm going to go above and beyond what I might think is going to be too much. However, I have that push and encouragement from not only him, but my parents, and it's one of those things where I know that I'm not the only one in this position where we rely on Christ to continue to lead us and continue to give us the challenges, knowing very well that we can handle it or we wouldn't be here. He wouldn't have given us the path to follow. If someone was to create your life on film, what would be the synopsis of your story? Who was the most significant in your life story, and who will be the one to most encourage you in this graduate journey? How do you hope to give back when you finish this degree program? So my life on film, I came from a household where college was not an option. It was expected of both me and my older brother to go to college. It was just a matter of what college we were going to attend, as far as for the bachelor's degrees go. My father, like I said, is a APU graduate student, has his master's in education. However, my mother went to junior college and then went on to nursing. And my brother was a graduate from UCLA with his bachelor's in accounting. And so I think the synopsis of my film would be, pursuing a higher education, following in my dad's footsteps, not only being an educator, but also being a coach. My dad is going on 48 years coaching baseball. I am going on 10 years of coaching aquatics. So I told myself back in high school that I wasn't going to follow in either of my parents' footsteps, and here I am doing exactly that of what my dad did. Different sports, but same title. Who was the most significant in your life story? That would definitely be my dad, as far as following in his footsteps, becoming the educator, becoming the coach. The position that I'm in now, anytime that I have questions, I know I can go to him because he taught for 35 years before retiring. And again, like I said, he's still coaching, and his coaching game is strong. So definitely my go-to person if I'm struggling with, lesson plans, if I'm struggling with a challenge from possibly a student or a parent, definitely my go-to person. And he'll be the one to most encourage you in this graduate journey. Definitely my parents, definitely them. They have always been behind me 100%. My significant other, he is amazing. He's always told me how important, what I'm doing, and how amazing it is for what I'm doing. So it's one of those things where having that support system behind me definitely is making this journey a lot easier than trying to do it on my own. How do you hope to give back when you finish this degree program? Giving back, I want to make a difference in not only my students, but in my athletes. I want to not only teach them, things that go hand in hand in the classroom, but I also want to teach them life lessons, incorporating good sportsmanship, knowing that you have to show, empathy towards each other, listening skills, socializing skills, kind of knowing right from wrong, making decisions to that extent. I want to be able to have students come back to me, or athletes come back to me, and remember a specific interaction that we may have had that made a huge difference in their life. Knowing that they have someone that they can, talk to if they're having problems with understanding, or, just needing a teacher to talk to. I want to be that person, because that's how God, that's why God created me. God put me in the path of being an educator because he knew that that was what I was meant to be. So I want to be able to give back in that way, be able to share my knowledge with others, help others. And so that is my plan when it comes to finishing this program. I can't wait to listen and see a few of your videos and see exactly what brought you all to APU, and what your story is. I hope everyone has a great night and a good rest of the week. Have a good night.